start, Gary.
Derrick, was it the shoes? Halftime, you got out of the red shoes. You put on some different because you were slipping a lot in the first half, and then took a couple of falls. It just seemed like you wanted to change your luck a little bit. What happened there, and how did those shoes work out?
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I was just slipping a lot. It's like, all right, might as well try something else. 'Cause that was horrible first half, so just had to try something else and start playing a little bit better.
Joe said your halftime conversation was you guys agreeing that was your worst half of your career in the first half, then trying to laugh it off. So did you agree with that statement, and then how did you laugh it off in the second half?
Yeah, he didn't even have to tell me. I knew that. I don't know, it was just anything that could go wrong was going wrong for me there, and it was just a rough first half. So just take that 15 minutes to kind of reset again and get back after it.
Derrick, you talk about like the response. Joe was saying like kind of throw away the first half a little bit. It's about what you did in the third quarter. But when you have that kind of response, what does it say about the team being able to kind of put that aside and come back?
Yeah, we made the adjustment we knew what they were doing. They're just beating us to all the 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds, and we just came together. It was like, we just got to be tougher, and came out that third quarter and made it a game, and then just found a way to win down the stretch.
And, like, everybody kind of knew that coming off the West Coast trip, it would be a little kind of iffy for you guys to start. Everybody knew that they'd come in kind of desperate. But even though everybody knows that, how difficult is it to come out in that first quarter and kind of play up to, obviously you guys didn't, why couldn't you when everybody kind of knew that this was coming?
Yeah, you talk about it, if you think about it, but I got a lot of guys that have done a lot of good things in this league, and you look at their record and you might want to relax a little bit, but they still got guys that can compete at a high level, and you kind of just assume that we're gonna win, and we hit one shot, we're up 16 or something like that. Like, that's just not the case, and we kind of just settled down. And first game back from the road trip's always the most difficult for whatever reason, and it's nice to struggle and still get a win.
Joe said he expected this to be one of the toughest games of the year. And I'm curious from your standpoint, knowing that they were on this losing streak and obviously has gotten so much national attention, how much of that is on your mind throughout the game? Like, we don't want to be the team that falls to them, or is it just like, this is an intense game, we never want to lose? How much of it is just about the losing streak and not wanting to be the team?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we was like, if we lose, we're the team that they broke the record against, but you're just out there competing, wanting to get a win, especially here on our home court. So, for me personally, I wasn't really thinking too much about the losing streak, especially during the game.
Derrick, Joe talked about reinventing the offense on the West Coast, playing faster. How did that come about, those conversations about, tinkering with the offense a little bit, and how did that kind of translate to this game?
Yeah, I just think that we got a lot of guys that when they're out in transition, they're really effective in, cross matches and everything that happens in transition, which helps us on our offense. So, even if you don't get a shot up quick, like even pushing it up and getting it into offense at 19, 18 seconds, now we can make a drive, kick. Just got more time to make other reads and the extra pass and whatnot. So, playing faster and just making the right read while playing fast. Anybody can play fast and just turn it over a lot. So, I think on the road trip, we did a great job of playing fast and then making the right read off of it.
And Joe gave Jason a lot of credit for spacing, playing in the corner while you and Kristaps played pick and roll in the fours. What leads to that? Is that kind of coming from the bench? Is that something you guys talked about, in timeout, or just kind of creatively on the floor?
Yeah, JT's willing to do whatever it takes to help us win, and obviously having KP is a matchup nightmare, and they didn't really want Ivy to switch onto him, and so just having, your superstar, even him just staying in the quarter, they're not really helping off of him either, so it just opens up the space so much for KP and I, and then you just got to make the right read off of that.
Derrick, this was the first game you guys won in overtime this season. Was there any difference in the extra period as far as execution or anything?
And we just found a way to win. I don't know what's our record in overtime.
No, it's 1-3.
1-3 now. I don't know. I didn't know that going in, but we just found a way to win, and I mean, hopefully we keep winning in overtime. Hopefully we don't get to overtime, but
Are there good lessons from a game like this? You guys haven't faced a ton of situations like this.
Yeah, I mean, you can take lessons from every game. I mean, obviously how we started is not ideal, but just coming together and, I mean, Cade got off to a great start in the first half, and then kind of changed our coverage a little bit on him and kind of slowed him down a little bit, and then just finding ways to win, different ways to win each and every time against different opponents. So there's no real one way to win games, and we're just finding different ways to win.
Thank you, guys.
Is it 1-3?
It is